Hello everyone, I'm Ryan. Today I'm going to introduce Dracula to you. I will introduce the author, the characters, and the vampire first. Then I'll introduce the story and compare Dracula to Vlad the Impaler. Finally, I'll introduce again. First, author introduction. Bram Stoker. The author of this book is Bram Stoker. He couldn't stand or walk when he was a child. When he grew up, he became an athlete. After moving to London, he became the manager of the Lyceum Theatre. Second, characters introduction. Jonathan, Mina, Lucy, Arthur, Dr. Seward, Dr. Van Helsing, Mrs. Westerner. Third, the details of vampires. The vampire in this story lives in Transylvania in Europe. And here are things that scare vampires: garlic, holy water, a cross, silver items, and sunlight. And you can drive a stake in a vampire's heart to kill it. Fourth, story introduction. Jonathan went to Transylvania alone. He promised to his girlfriend Mina to come back to England in 2 weeks and send her letters every day. After knowing Jonathan's destination, Castle Dracula, a woman on a coach gave him a cross and asked him to put it up. "God save you!" she cried. Then he went on another carriage to Castle Dracula. Eventually, he saw Count Dracula. Jonathan gave him a letter from his boss and the ownership paper. After eating the dinner, Dracula brought him deep into the castle, to Jonathan's room.
Rest well. I will meet you tomorrow evening.
Next morning, Jonathan was alone. He found himself was a prisoner. Every door around him was locked. In the evening, Dracula appeared again. Dracula began to talk about his family.
We are strong. We have fought many wars. We kill all our enemies. Nothing can defeat us.
That night, Jonathan used his own mirror to shave because there's no mirror in the castle. While Jonathan was shaving his room, Dracula appeared. But Jonathan only saw himself in his mirror. His hands began to shake. He cut himself carelessly.
You are bleeding.
Dracula's hand moved to Jonathan's throat.
You are wearing a cross.
Yes. Jonathan did not dare to move.
Mirrors cause nothing but troubles.
Dracula threw the mirror out of the window. Jonathan saw his mirror sparkled in moonlight far, far below. Next morning, he found a way to a room under the ground. In that room, he saw wooden boxes. There are the 3 women and the count inside the boxes. And he found the labels on the coffins. To Count Dracula, Carfax Abbey, London, England. Jonathan decided to escape and go back to England to stop Dracula's plan. He carefully climbed down from the window. Mina and Lucy had a holiday in England. That night, they saw a big ship tossing back and forth on a stormy sea. Next day, Mrs. Westerner told them what she heard about that ship. "It has no crew, carries only boxes filled with earth. I heard something else. There is a big dog on the ship, almost like wolf, and it killed some people then ran away." In the night, Mina found Lucy left her room and sleep again. She found Lucy in the east cliff. So she also saw something long and dark, a white face and red gloomy eyes. Then a cow passed the room. The next time the moon came out, She saw nothing but only Lucy with two red marks on her neck. Few days after, Lucy became very weak. Dr. Silver couldn't explain what happened to Lucy, so he called his friend, Van Helsing, for help. Lucy told him what happened that night. I dreamed someone called me, and I followed. What was it? It was long and dark. It has red eyes and white teeth. Van Helsing said he must go home and check out something. That night, Dracula changed himself into a bat and crashed into the window. Next morning, Dr. Silver found Lucy was dying. Then Van Helsing came and helped Arthur to give some blood to Lucy. Van Helsing said Lucy was attacked by a vampire. He put a garlic flower around the room and asked Lucy to put the flower around the neck. After Van Helsing left, Mrs. Westenra came into her room. "Why are you wearing these silly things?" Mrs. Westenra put off the garlic flowers. Suddenly, a big wolf crashed into the window. They both screamed loudly. Dracula drained their blood, then left. Mina brought Jonathan back to London from the hospital in Hungary. Jonathan recognized a man in the street of London. It was Dracula. Jonathan told the whole thing happened in Transylvania to Mina. At the same time, they got a telegram. It said Lucy and her mother died. Everyone met together and discussed how to defeat Dracula. He lived right in our next door, Carfax Abbey, Jonathan said. Long ago, Dracula was a great soldier. He won many battles and began to lose. He couldn't stand it, so he made a pact with the devil. He gave up his soul for victory, said Van Helsing. Now he is doomed to live forever. He feeds on the blood of humans. After that, they broke 49 coffins in England together. Now there are only one coffin left. Dracula also drank Mina's blood, and Mina said Dracula could know what she is thinking. Van Helsing hypnotized Mina and tried to know where the last coffin was. They found that Dracula was leaving London and back to his castle. They hurried to Transylvania before Dracula. Finally, a coach carrying the coffin came to the castle Dracula. They drove the wooden stake into Dracula's heart before the sunset. For Lucy! For Mina! Fifth, compare and contrast. Dracula. Dracula is a vampire character created by Bram Stoker and Vlad the Impaler. He is often considered one of the most important rulers in Wallachian history and the national hero of Romania. The name came from his favorite way to punish the criminal, impalement. When Vlad died, people called him vampire because he was cruel and used a stake to kill people. And most people think Dracula in the Bram Stoker novel is Vlad the Impaler. The impalement is used on objects such as stake, pole, spear, or hook to kill the criminal. 6. Game. I introduce two games to you. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you.